Mental poisoning is a real thing, and it does happen on a daily basis, believe it or not. The effects can be detrimental, and it can have long-lasting effects even after the situation, when that person has left your life. It is not a term that is commonly used, but it is something that I want to shed light on. If you're interested or want to know more, watch this video. Hello my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So today I really wanted to talk about the topic of mental poisoning. Maybe it's something that you haven't heard before or come across, which is why I want to shed light on it. But before I do, just quickly want to mention that I do go live on this channel at the end of every month. Literally, if you've got any questions or there's something that's on your mind, come on over. We do discuss various topics, and it would be great if you were to join us. So yeah, do check out the community tab. And those of you that do join regularly, thank you so much. Yeah, and last Tuesday of every month, it's a vibe. Guys, come and join me. Okay, so mental poisoning, also known as psychological poisoning, refers to negatively influencing someone's thoughts and emotions and beliefs to the point of psychological harm. This concept often involves manipulation, coercive control, and the intentional introduction of harmful ideas or beliefs on that person. It can be seen in various contexts, where it's like friendships or relationships or partnerships, including abusive relationships, cult indoctrination, and certain types of propaganda. So here are some key aspects to mental poisoning. The first one, of course, is manipulation and control. The person or the entity or whatever's going on, they are trying to basically manipulate a person into believing a set of ideas. They're trying to control that person's actions and their thoughts, basically so that you believe what this person is telling you, or what a group or what a cult is basically telling you. You just basically believe them. They'll give you great answers, they'll give you great scenarios, they'll make it all sound so believable. And what it does do is, because you're bombarded with this information so much on a regular basis over a sustained period of time, this really muddles the way that you think, the way that you understand certain things that have happened. You also even doubt yourself. You doubt who you are. You doubt your perception of reality. Yes, it's very similar to gaslighting, but it's done over a longer period of time, and it's kind of like it's done more intensely over a shorter period of time. When they make the victim doubt their own reality, there is constant criticism. So it means that they criticize you into thinking like that. So you're criticized for thinking your own beliefs. So what happens is this changes the neural biology of your brain, and you basically start believing those individuals, which makes it really detrimental, makes it very hard to get out of something like this. You know, and this would have happened probably in your toxic relationship, where the narcissist would have just been like bombarding you with examples, with why that you should think this certain way, causing you to really like doubt yourself and think, really, like, is this a thing? Or have I just been thinking about this wrong all my life? Now that is what you need to pay attention to, because no one should be doing that to you, where you are questioning your reality, your perception of things. This is psychological abuse. The next one is the introduction to harmful beliefs. So this person or this organization will make you believe harmful ideas, things that are not actually based in fact or reality. They are warping your sense of perception. What this is doing is this is going to degrade the victim's ideology or self-beliefs. So it basically makes you doubt what you already believe about yourself, or what you have thought reality really was, or what you have thought about certain things. You're going to doubt it. This will include lying, gaslighting. And what this does do when they're using all of these techniques, they're basically making the victim dependent on the perpetrator. Again, this has been used by the narcissist. I know, I've heard from so many of you that the narcissist has made you doubt yourself, and then this makes you mentally and emotionally dependent on the narcissist. And why would they do that? so that they can then control you. It's almost as though they believe that they own you, that they can do whatever it is that they want, and that you belong to them, and the narcissist can do anything they want to you. That's why they do this. The next thing that makes mental poisoning really stick, okay, is isolation. So what happens is the cult or the perpetrator or the narcissist or the toxic individual basically isolates you from others, friends, family, a support network. And what this does is this makes the victim more reliant or more dependent on the narcissist. What this will do is this will be the beginnings, or this will endorse the trauma bond. Okay, so it makes you then codependent onto that person, onto the perpetrator, because you're on your own. This person is going ham at you, literally telling you what you need to believe, what is true, what's not, what you should be believing. Added to that, the constant criticism. This makes you feel really weak when you are doubting yourself. This is inducing anxiety. This is inducing stress. You can't sleep, you can't eat, because it's like you're going through a mental breakdown. And when this person is doing this over and over a longer period of time, and then added to the fact that they are isolating you, you haven't got anyone else to talk this through. You're on your own. That's why this induces even more weight to what they are doing. And by the isolation, it really makes their ideology stick in their mind, in the victim's mind. And what happens is you feel weaker. You're on your own, and then you think, well, I don't have anybody else, only this person. So this is where you trauma bond to that person, because you believe that they will never lie to you, that they would never do this to you. Why would someone that you love, or why would someone that you care about do this to you? That is then why, because you then end up believing this person, because, well, why wouldn't you? Why would someone want to do this to you? The other one is emotional abuse, all right? Added to that comes the emotional abuse. So mental poisoning often involves various forms of emotional abuse, such as constant criticism, humiliation, being put down, and feeling intimidated. What this does do is this abuse wears down the self-worth of the victim. And what happens is it makes them more susceptible to lower levels of mental resilience. Having all of that, you're being isolated, you're being criticized, you're being told what to do, what to think. And then on top of that, you've got emotional abuse. This is wearing that person down. They don't have the strength to stand up and say something different. You're stressed, your adrenals are fatigued, and all you can do, okay, is think about how to make the situation better. So what you do is you just become agreeable, which means that then that person has full control over you. And the last one that I wanted to talk about here is creating dependency. The ultimate goal of mental poisoning is to create dependency on another person, victim on the perpetrator. Because when that happens, that means that the perpetrator has control over the victim. They're not likely to challenge, and they're not likely to leave the situation, because they feel so worn down, so mentally exhausted. They're not eating, they're not sleeping. Their life, their daily functioning is altered to a poorer state. They've got no self-worth, no confidence. And added to that, it creates the dependency, aka the trauma bond, on the perpetrator. Mental poisoning has severe and long-lasting effects on another person, even after that person has left the victim's life. It causes anxiety, depression, PTSD, and a distorted sense of self, which is why we hear so much, and I know that in my practice I've heard it so much, where victims have said that they feel a shell of their former self. They don't really know what perception of reality actually is. They don't know who they are. And when someone is manipulated to these levels, this can have lasting effects. It's important for you to recognize that you have been emotionally and psychologically abused, and that this person has done this intentionally, basically to trap you into staying with them, trap you into thinking a certain ideology. It is really important that you seek help, someone who understands that is not going to re-trigger you or keep the PTSD lasting longer than it needs to. If you are someone that has gone through this and recognized some of the points that I've talked about, something that you have experienced or someone that you know that has experienced, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. I understand this, or please share this video for someone if they wanted to know a little bit more. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this video has helped to shed light. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.